Hello, Taurus. Welcome to this reading. My name is Zane, and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Taurus for the week of January 3rd. Now, Taurus, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, Taurus, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from somebody that is not me, that's someone impersonating me, please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if you'd like to get to know me more and you're on that platform, definitely give me a follow there. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you. Now, I've decided to mix it up here for this week and do a Celtic cross spread. And so if you're curious as to what spread this is called, it's called a classic Celtic cross spread. And if you watch my content regularly and you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if you are just watching me for the first time. So let me make sure everything's in view here, Taurus, and then we'll get right into it. All right. And we'll take 3 cards to clarify as we go along. All right, energy on the bottom. You have the King of Swords. So this is a card of authority and leadership. All right, this is Libra energy. It could really mean any air sign, but this is somebody who leads from a sort of traditional way of leading. It's more about somebody who will not really take on an emotional interest in you, but rather they'll help you get from point A to point B. All right, so this is kind of like a more authoritative leader, or just more of like a logical leader. They may lead from the logic mind instead of the emotional heart space. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you need somebody to kind of tell you how it is and kind of help guide you from point A to point B. And so you may be taking on those qualities here in this week, but you could also be meeting somebody or dealing with somebody who has those sorts of qualities. On another level, this is somebody who, if this is an aspect of you and it's not somebody that you're dealing with, you could be really cutting through the noise, cutting through the nonsense here in this week and really getting down to the bottom of whatever issue that you're dealing with here. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and put that right there. Sorry for bumping the camera, Taurus. We'll put that right there. And let's see what else we have going on here for you. So I definitely like what I see here. But right away, in your current situation, you have the Hermit. So the Hermit is somebody who is on the path of the sage, okay? And they are really looking to become a sage in their lifetime. And in fact, I would even go as far as to say that the Hermit has already achieved the sage status in their life. And the reason being is they have spent time traveling the universe, traveling the cosmos, and traveling their inner consciousness for answers. They have found that the light is not only within the lantern, but it's also within themselves. And for them, that is the true essence of knowledge for them, right? And they know that all of the answers that they could ever need or ever want to find are within. So some of you may be returning to the inner self, returning to stillness. Some of you may be trying to take quiet times to listen to the answers that are within for you at this time. You could also be looking to achieve self-mastery in some area of your life. That could certainly be the case as you have the King of Swords, which, by the way, King of Swords could be like a subject matter expert or a SME in any area that you may be dealing with. You also here have this Two of Pentacles, which is a card that talks about juggling or fluctuating wealth. It can also indicate weighing options and decisions in your life. And by the way, this is, I didn't say this card here is the problem position, okay? And so some of you here may be a little bit concerned about losing money or concerned about a financial change. I will tell you that by default, the Two of Pentacles indicates a positive change, and the Hermit, while there is a message of isolation, doesn't necessarily mean scarcity or anything like that. So it could mean that this is simply a concern instead of reality. And some of you may be trying to return to your inner wisdom here to take a look at what's going on about these thoughts that may be coming in around changes in finance and money. And so, yes, Happy New Year to you, by the way. I did want to say that in the beginning, Taurus, kind of random, but I did want to tell you welcome to 2022. All right, now in the past here, you have Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is somebody who is walking away from a disappointing situation. This person here on the card is deciding to allow these broken, spilled, empty cups of the past be a thing of the past, and instead they're looking out to the horizon and they're realizing that, you know what, the entire universe here is in front of me, and actually what the Eight of Cups is about to do is take a journey through the unknown onto the path of the Nine of Cups, which would be the card next to it. The Nine of Cups is the fulfillment of a wish. And so I feel like in the past year, you've spent time letting go of things. I feel like some of you have made a big decision to walk away from someone. I think this is going to open up big things for you here in the future. And let's go ahead and get into why. First and foremost, in your future position here, you have the Hermit, or excuse me, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is, for me, a card of the, I always like to associate this card with like the place that you work. Or your place of employment. This could also be a mentor. It could be a structure or an organization that you are a part of. You know, maybe you are part of a religious organization or a spiritual group, or you meet with people to talk, maybe a book club, something like where you are a part of an organization. But it typically comes in with work. For me, it's also a card of marriage. Oh, and by the way, this is the Taurus card. So lots of different messages with the Hierophant. It's one of those grab bag cards. There's so many different ways that you could go with it, but it's a Taurus. So in the future, what could be happening here is some of you are walking away from a situation that wasn't serving you, and you're walking towards you. Like you are putting you in the forefront, okay? You're putting yourself first in a situation, which I think is probably why the Hierophant's coming up here in the future for you. But it looks very good. Some of you could be finding a new workplace or something like that. Let's see what else we have here. I'll be interested to see what these three cards are to clarify. Now, on your conscious awareness, what you're aware of or your thoughts, you have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is somebody who is potentially backstabbing, lying, cheating, stealing, anything like that. It's a challenging card. For me, I've seen it play out very heavily in situations where people are gossiping about you in the workplace or spreading lies, spreading rumors about you, just immature sort of toxic energy with the Seven of Swords, especially in workplace context, which this could also be in your social circle or your friend group because you have the Three of Cups, but you also have this organization here in the future. We talked about how this is probably you returning to you and what you need to do to put yourself first. But it could also mean that there's either chatter here that you're aware of, either in a group organization such as your work or a social setting, your social group, something like that. Now, but the thing is, you've walked away. The thing is that's very good in this reading is you've walked away from this situation, or you're about to. You also here have this Four of Pentacles in the lower row. Some of you are engaged in scarcity thinking. The subconscious is the way that you talk to yourself, but it can also be what comes through in dreams. It can be something that you can't see, the hidden, the unknown. It's not conscious. It's not in your awareness. It's kind of like what's on the surface. And this Four of Pentacles here, this person is hanging on to their pentacles just a little bit too tightly. For them, they think that there will never be more. And that could not be farther from the case. Taurus, there are always opportunities. You live in an infinitely abundant universe, and there are always opportunities available. So do keep that in mind. Now, in the future here, in the staff, in the direction that you're headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, we now come to a very interesting sort of comparison here where the King of Swords leads from the place of logic. The King of Cups leads from the heart. And so some of you here are, number one, trying to maybe take on those attributes for yourself. Number two, this person, this King of Cups, is sitting in emotional water, or they're sitting in water. Water in the tarot is emotions. So they're ready to handle any sort of emotional situation with a level head. Okay, so they're ready. They don't need They know that they will handle a situation properly. And I get the sense that that's what's going on here, is you're aware of some sort of negative energy here with the Seven of Swords. Number two, some of you may be looking to, again, build compassion here for yourself into your life, as you have the Hierophant in the future with the King of Cups here as well in the current, in your influence. Now, in your external influence, you have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is somebody who is potentially restricted in speech. This is also potentially someone who is dealing with an injustice in their life. This combination here is not one that I like to see. Okay, this is a classic combination, the Seven of Swords, Two of Swords, of like being gaslit. Okay, I don't use that word lightly. Gaslighting is a very serious thing. I don't use that lightly. But somebody may be denying your reality or denying what is true, and you feeling like flabbergasted almost, like I don't even know what to tell you, like restricted in speech type of deal. So some of you, I get that sense where you're just like, wow, I have to deal with this. But with the King of Cups here, you're ready. Okay, you're ready to handle this. And yeah, there may have been a situation where there could have literally been gaslighting, as we're looking at public groups and stuff. But it's more about somebody's words towards you that you just can't believe happened, is the energy that I'm getting. You also have the Six of Swords here, which is somebody who's transitioning forward. And this is in your hopes and fears. You're really hoping for a new start. You're hoping to go somewhere new. And think of this boat as an opportunity to think about the boat symbolism in the Six of Swords from like a higher perspective. Like, what direction are you looking to head in your life? What shores are you looking to sail on? Right? And so this can take in many different forms. Like, are you looking for a relocation? That could certainly be implied with the Six of Swords. Are you looking to go through a rite of passage to sort of do the soul work, to do the healing work? Are you looking for a new job? What transition here are you trying to make in your life? That's what I feel like right now is in your hopes and fears. You're hopeful for this situation to happen, but there's also some maybe uncertainty about how it will happen. So maybe that's also dipping into your fear. Uncertainty can be a very challenging energy. Just understand that the future literally does not exist because it hasn't happened yet. And the past does not exist either because it already happened. So in reality, you have to think of this as a very meta situation. The reality is that there only is now. It's a very hard thing to put into practice, but it's the truth. So just something to consider. In the outcome, you have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups, this is an energy of friends celebrating, dancing, friends or sisters here dancing above the cups, which are overflowing and spilling with joy, with celebration, with happiness. It's a very good card. The problem is when you have to take all of the cards in the tarot into consideration, and when you have it with the Seven of Swords here and the Two of Swords, to me it screams backstabbing, maybe some rumors or gossips, or maybe even, and again, I use this word lightly, gaslighting in some ways. I almost never bring that into my readings. You're one of the first I've brought in tarot in a very long time. And so I do feel like there may be something like that happening here. So you're dealing with organizations, you're dealing with social circles, groups of people at this time. Let's see what else we have here. All right, so I really like these clarifications. So number one, you have the World. The World is the completion of a cycle, all right? So it's a very powerful card because it's the last of the major arcana, meaning you've gone through some huge journey here. So you will take this step. You have probably already taken this Eight of Cups step, and you will complete that journey of your dream, okay? With the World coming in here. It's just, try not to get hung up on the timing or when it will happen. It will happen when it happens. This is Saturn energy. Saturn rewards patience. Okay, Saturn is literally not a quick win. Saturn is like the opposite of a lottery win or a quick win. It is rewarding patience, rewarding maturity, rewarding adult type of energy, right? And mature type of energy is probably the better way of saying that. But it's an extremely good card of old chapters ending, new chapters beginning, and a reward with that. Along with that, you have the Chariot and the Page of Pentacles. So you have the second travel card here with the Six of Swords and the Chariot. Some of you here are going to get a new start somewhere else. This could start at the beginning of this year for you. But the Chariot says that through self-discipline, you will be given a major victory. And along with that, the Page of Pentacles talks about your prospects being good. You having very good prospects in your life, things looking up. in your life here. And so I really like that energy for you. Some of you, if you've left your job or you've been severed from a job, or you're just dealing with somebody's like toxic energy in the workplace, which you might be, I do feel like you have more prospects available. Like there are definitely things available here. So let's go ahead and see what else we have going on here. So if you're enjoying this, hit that like button, subscribe, and check out my website, zanintuitive.com. It really helps my channel grow. And you can also sign up for my email list. All right, so let's go ahead and see what Oracle cards wanted to come forward. So you have Look for a Sign, which is a very nice card. You also here have Don't Stop and Get More Information. Okay. So Look for a Sign is one of my favorite cards in this Oracle deck. I always like to say that that's like spiritual downloads, spiritual information, things along those lines. Don't Stop is you continuing to make these steps and not feeling bad for you walking away. Get More Information. We're going to actually do that here. Okay. Ask your angels. What are we asking our angels about here? Helpful people. All right. So you have this really nice energy of you. It's like the journey is not complete yet, at least as you're watching this. Right now, the journey is not complete, but the World card here suggests that it will. It will eventually be completed. So do keep that in mind, Taurus. Not a time to give up. Keep moving forward. I do feel like there are probably good people that are coming into your life as well. You've had challenging situations with people, but there are good situations coming. So let's see what else we have here. Okay, so you have Community, Coffin, Courtship, Bad Health, Main Male. Yeah, there's an ending with somebody, okay? There's an ending with someone or a group, maybe even someone in a group. But with Coffin, Main Male, and Bad Health, Community even. Yeah, look, the health of a community or the health within a community. Unfortunately, sometimes we find ourselves in these situations where people are bored, people have nothing better to do, and so they spend their time sitting around talking about other people. And it's a very toxic energy. It's definitely not something that's aligned in this lifetime and as we go forward with the 2020s decade and beyond. It's really just not aligned. And so for some of you, you're looking to let go of that energy and you're looking to return to self here, okay? As you begin to end whatever situation you find yourself in, your pathway opens, okay? This pathway is sitting right on the Taurus card. Okay, your pathway is your true north. It's your destiny. It's what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. And courtship is somebody really trying hard to get you, and not only in love, but also in work, okay, as you have good prospects here with the Page of Pentacles. You also here have this card, Family Room. So some of you, and I'm getting this energy of some of you finding your soul tribe or finding your soul family as you let go of the old toxic energy. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, drop a comment to let me know what you think, and check out my website, zanintuitive.com, sign up for my email list. I'll see you in the next one.